I walked into the hospital room expecting the usual chaos, antiseptic smell, my wife exhausted but glowing, nurses bustling around. Our two boys were at home with my mom, waiting for pictures of their baby sister. The baby was perfect, tiny fists, soft cheeks, a tuft of dark hair just like her brothers had. Then she opened her eyes, violet, not the blue that all newborns have, not brown, not hazel, violet. The exact impossible shade that runs in my family like a genetic signature. My grandmother had them, my dad, me, both our sons. It's so rare that when our oldest was born, the geneticist said we were only the third documented case in 4 generations. Most people in our family never get them, it skips randomly, unpredictably. My wife has green eyes, her entire family does, no violet anywhere in her lineage. I didn't need a paternity test, I just knew. The room didn't go silent like in movies. It went heavy like the air itself was holding its breath. She was looking at me, her eyes were already wet, and I realized she'd been waiting for this exact moment for 9 months. I didn't yell, I didn't throw anything, I just said very quietly, "Whose is she?" The pause lasted forever. Then she broke, not the loud, dramatic kind of crying, the kind that shakes your shoulders without making sound, the kind that comes from somewhere deep and guilty. It wasn't a one-night mistake, it was her coworker, an emotional affair that turned physical over 8 months. She said she thought the baby might be mine at first, the timing was close, but then the ultrasound dates didn't line up. And instead of telling me, she convinced herself it would somehow be okay, that maybe I'd never notice, that love would smooth over the lie. 9 months of performance, while I painted the nursery lavender. While I bought tiny shoes with stars on them, while I planned how we'd tell the boys their sister was coming. Every "how was your day" text, every smile at dinner, every time she let me feel the baby kick, all of it deliberate. Calculated, false. The next day I called a lawyer, no screaming matches in front of nurses, no drama in the hospital corridors, just a quiet, suffocating grief. But here's the thing about life, it doesn't pause for heartbreak. She lost her job 2 weeks later, tech layoffs, terrible timing. We have 2 toddlers and a newborn, no family nearby who can take them full time. Our savings were already thin, so we stayed under the same roof. Separate rooms. Separate schedules. We became ghosts who used to love each other, coexisting in a house that felt like a museum of what we'd lost. People assume I hate the baby, I don't. When I hold her, I see a child who didn't ask to be born into secrets and broken promises. She looks at me with those violet eyes, my family's eyes, and gums a smile like she trusts me completely. How do you hate that? The anger isn't at her, it's at the adults who built the lie around her. Then the comments started, not from my side, my family rallied around me furious at the betrayal, but from hers. At first it was whispers. How could she do this to him? That poor baby will never really belong. Better to keep her separate from the boys so they don't get confused about family. Then it got worse. One of her aunts said over the phone while I was in the next room, "Violet eyes, that's so exotic, people are going to ask questions forever, she'll always stand out." It wasn't about the trait, it was about the stain. The baby had become the reminder, the evidence, the complication. My 4-year-old picked up on it first. Kids feel tension the way you feel, whether instinctively, wordlessly. One afternoon, while coloring at the kitchen table, he asked, "Why is everyone whispering about Sissy's eyes?" I froze. Then I sat down next to him. I didn't tell him about cheating. I didn't drag him into adult trauma. I said, "Sometimes grown-ups make big mistakes that change things, but your sister is part of our family. Her eyes are special, like grandpa's, like mine, like yours. They're magic. And magic doesn't care where it comes from. It just shines." He thought about it, crayon still in his hand. Then he nodded. "So she's like us?" "Yeah," I said, "she's exactly like us." I made rules after that, no gossip in this house, no loaded looks. No opinions disguised as concern. Anyone who couldn't speak kindly about her didn't get time with my kids. I didn't care if it was family. I didn't care if it was a lifelong friend. My sons were going to grow up knowing their sister was theirs, not a mistake, not an outsider, not a problem to solve. Evenings, when the house finally quiets, I sit with all 3 of them. The boys build block towers. She watches from her bouncer, kicking tiny feet, fascinated by everything. One night, my oldest leaned over and gently touched her hand. "Hi, magic eyes," he said. She grabbed his finger and held on. That was the moment I knew. The betrayal ended the marriage, but it doesn't have to end their childhood. I told my wife one night after the kids were asleep, "You broke us, irreparably, but if anyone teaches these boys to see her as anything less than their sister, I will fight you in court until they're grown." "Do you understand me?" she cried again. But this time, I think she finally heard it. We're still navigating the wreckage. Divorce papers are moving slowly. We trade shifts, split bills, exist in the same space like people who used to share a life. But the kids, they're thriving, they don't see different. They see a baby sister with magic eyes who laughs when they make funny faces. Because here's what I've learned: adults inherit chaos and pass it on unless we choose not to. Kids just love what's in front of them, and if we protect that, maybe we can break the cycle. If this story resonated with you, if you've walked through fire with kids in the middle and found a way to keep their world gentle while yours was falling apart, I'd love to hear your story in the comments below.